Hey modders, welcome back to ModifedRoll. Don't forget we're sponsored by DM Dice. Check out the link to their website in our description, or head over to dmdice.co.uk and use the code ModifedRoll for 10% off all purchases. Before we get into last episode's recap, just a quick heads up before this episode starts, there is a bit of a content warning. There's a bit more sort of sexual references in this episode. If that makes anyone uncomfortable, I suggest skipping this episode and possibly some of the next one, but mostly this one. And also, just as a bit of a heads up, this is a very silly episode. We had a lot of fun recording this one, but it is just a bit of fun. You'll hear when the episode starts, the characters decided, as players and in-game as characters, to have a bit of a relaxing evening after the hardship they faced. So, just steel yourselves for that. There's not a lot of plot development in this episode, but there is a lot of RP and just a very fun time. That said, in the last episode, the party had finally managed to make it to Keyrn after facing several troubles along the way. They reached the city gate where they were introduced to one of the city guard, who directed them to the best place to stay for the night and promised to meet them later on in the Scallywag. They spent a bit of time getting themselves situated at the Ember Hearth Inn, and we join them now as they prepare to head out for their night of, frankly, debauchery. In this, episode 12 of season 2 of ModifedRoll. Never have I ever. So at the end of the last session, you guys had just arrived at Keyrn. You had been directed to a couple of different inns of your choice, and you ended up staying at the Ember Hearth Inn, which is a relatively decent priced place, clean beds, good food, usually frequented by travelling merchants and the like. And you'd also been told about another tavern called the Scallywag, where quite often the guardsmen would go to drink. You would probably assume this to be a pretty safe place if the guardsmen are drinking there, and you even made a promise to possibly catch up with the guardsman at the gate who was there when you entered the city at Radforth. With that said, Sinclair has picked up his twerking trousers, and you were just heading out into the city of Keyrn. As you step out of the inn that you have gained lodging at, the sun is starting to set and it's casting long shadows across the city. And because you're in the valley between two relatively steep hills, it actually gets darker a lot quicker here than it was on your journey as the sun sets in the west and it dips behind the top of this hill. It's actually getting dark probably now, actually. The sun is just dipping behind these. It's washing the hills in these golds and reds and oranges, and the shadows are deep and long in the city. Torches are being lit along the main streets, and from where you're standing quite near the south end of the city, you can see the Great Walls where you came in, and to the north, just into distance, you can just make out the crenellations at the top of the walls which separate Keyrn from the desert wastes to the north. You follow the directions you were given, and you round a corner where you see hanging from the side of the building is a sign that reads the Scallywag, and the sort of cut sign for this tavern is what appears to be like just like a man with a dressed up almost like a jester, and he seems to have tipped back onto his back, but is still laughing. And it seems to be fairly rowdy even at this time of the day. You can hear the sound of music washing from inside. There's the lights are burning brightly, and the sound of raucous laughter and merriment seems to be washing out from within. What do you guys want to do?
Gilliana is going to turn to the group and go, "Oh my god, guys, I think we've just arrived at the perfect time. Can you hear how good it sounds in this place?"
I do believe it's party time.
Yes, Sinclair. She's going to hold her hand up and wait for a high five.
Yeah, Sinclair will absolutely high five back.
Just for the audio listeners, when I asked what they want to do, Sinclair looked at the camera, Pete looked at the camera and made a face like, "I'm going to go twerking."
Hell yeah. Okay, and then before we go in, she's going to go, "Come on, guys," come, and she's going to beckon them all in. And she's going to go, "So, Sinclair, I know that you've got the twerk down. That is your signature dance move. Now, mine is personally the sprinkler. I don't know if you've heard of the sprinkler, but it is a classic. And then
it's where you lean over like you're using a watering can to sprinkle plants with water, since sprinklers don't exist in this world."
Exactly. I'm glad that you've heard of it, DM. or magical.
Just passing. This was just a guy passing by who was oddly omniscient about what does and doesn't exist in this world.
She's going to point and go, see, this man knows. He knows the sprinkler. See, this is a good one. So now
as he walks away, you look over your shoulders and notice his eyes are glowing a faint white as he disappears around the corner.
So, Twilight, Cecil, I'm going to need you to show me your dance moves, just to know, because I don't want you to be embarrassed because me and Sinclair are going to look so cool.
Twilight will start doing the head in a box where you've got your two hands on one side and then on the other, and you just keep going.
Big fist, little fist, cardboard box.
Yeah,
big fist, little fist, cardboard box. Big fist, little fist, cardboard box.
But not cardboard box. It's wooden crate.
Yes.
Big fist, little fist, wooden crate. I've heard of that one. Well done, Twilight. Cecil, what's your dance move? Go.
I start trying to dance and then I start tripping over my own tail.
Actually, no, I am mad. No, do you know what? I'll let you say that if you want to, but I like to imagine you're a monk. You're really, really light on your feet. I imagine that you are dancing wasn't like you did at the monastery, but you've seen these guys dancing. I like to think that you start to adapt some of the kata forms from some of your training. So you're not doing a full blown kata, but I imagine you start to do martial arts movements. But that's just you can say you're really uncomfortable doing this and it makes you awkward. But I like to imagine you in the middle of the dance floor throwing out kata moves.
I feel like he's seeing all these dance moves being thrown out, and he's like, "How do I do that? I didn't dance at the monastery." And he makes his abysmal attempt at dancing.
Tell you what, you give us
give us
a performance check.
Oh god!
I also say I can't stop picturing now it's fucking 8 foot tall, half orc, half Goliath guy with his shirt off, just sort of stood hands on hips, just twerking
So I don't know if this has helped, but that was an 11.
Okay, yeah, like you say, you don't know how to dance, but you've been watching these guys and you're used to that was part of your training. There'd be somebody showing you a movement, you would copy that movement. You've not seen these guys dancing a lot, but you're trying to do bits of what they've done. The problem is you're trying to amalgamate them all. So you're trying to twerk, you're trying to do the sprinkler, you're trying to do the cardboard box,
doing all three at once.
Yeah, and while none of it looks wrong, doing it all together does. Well, you're getting there. You're getting there. A little bit of improvement, you'll be there.
Cecil, you know what? I didn't have a lot of faith, but you've actually impressed me. I feel very confident going to this club now.
In fact, that same guy with the glowing white eyes walks back with no way and just gives you the finger guns.
See? I told you.
Sorry, finger crossbows.
Just a little bit of shines from my ruby to them.
Yeah, you feel a warmth like Sardior is pleased.
Please stop being judged. Please stop being judged.
Yeah. Yes, my son, master the twerk. This is the first step on your road.
This is what I'm here for. I know my calling.
I found my purpose.
It's not just for sightseeing.
Wait, fast forward 2 hours. Fast forward 2 hours. Cecil has his shirt off, twerking next to Sinclair. You guys walk into the tavern, and like I said, this place is already bustling. You can see a number of, just at a quick glance, a number of what appear to be guards who are half out of uniform. They're obviously off duty at this point. You see a lot of what appear to be local merchants, local commoners who are just in for a couple of drinks after finishing up a hard day's work. There is a band playing in the far corner, and as is my wont to do in situations like this, they are a fiddly-dee band with an accordion, fiddle, so on and so forth. And this place is just bustling. It's full of life and merriment and joy, and far removed from what you felt in Knight's Valor. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Sinclair will turn to the party. Well, tell you what, shall I get a round of drinks in?
Sinclair, that is music to my ears.
We've got to get the night popping already.
You're on the right path.
Let's scout the dance floor.
Scout the dance floor. Now he's passing the vibe check.
The vibes are immaculate, Cecil.
Actually, funny enough, you can already see there is a cleared area in the middle of the room, which is cleared for dancing. and you see what appears to be an elf and a half-elf who are up, sort of like doing, you know, like that scene from Titanic where Rose and Jack are dancing, and they're just the two of them are just dancing to the music and having a fucking great time.
It's just two people on the dance floor.
It's Giliana, it's early days yet. Most people have just got here.
Sounds like we need to invade.
Well, if the vibe's not right, then we got what's the music? The music's like fiddle music, is it not?
Yeah, one of you guys are going to go up and like slip a goal to a band, and all of a sudden they're going to start beatboxing. But
phenomenal.
So Sinclair is going to go to the bar. That's enough nonsense. Enough of this gay merriment. Sinclair is going to go to the bar. Are the other three of you going to get a table, or are you genuinely just going to invade the dance floor?
I think we should probably get a table if it's busy, because we need like a base.
Yeah, we need a base.
That's the first rule of a night out.
Stake your table. Stake your table.
Yeah.
Get a coat on a chair. Yeah, get a coat on a chair. Make sure there's always somebody sitting there whenever you do a bar run.
Yeah.
I'm not that old yet.
Yeah. Okay. So, if any, keep your eyes out for a table, guys.
So, as you guys move in, obviously it's an inn. It's not huge. You do spot there's currently only 2 tables free. One of them's a bit sticky. You imagine that's probably why people aren't sitting there. But you got lucky. Just as you came in, somebody else left, and they've left you a table open which has exactly 4 seats at it.
Perfect.
Run.
Quick, Twilight, quick. Grab that one over there.
I'm ducking.
Okay, Twilight, as you get there, a dwarf comes over to take one of the chairs. Hey, Lassie, I'm joking. You get the table.
Oh, she was ready to go.
Just drop kick a dwarf.
Bar fight already.
Oh, please.
The words throat punch were in my mouth.
I'm not opening this session up with you having a bar fight over a chair. I'm joking.
Wait a minute, this is the wrong place to be having a bar fight, right? This is the one with the guards
everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the table, throw a cloak over a chair.
Table.
Just dive over the table.
No, yeah, I'm just gonna go camp by the table.
I imagine the other 2, and barring Sinclair, who's going to the bar, join you. You get your table. Sinclair, you go to the bar. At the bar, you currently see a half-orc at one end pouring a drink, and next to him cleaning a glass, because this wouldn't be one of my inns if somebody wasn't cleaning a glass, the look I just got on camera, is a half-elf woman who is currently ineffectively polishing a glass. As you step up to the bar looking for a drink, the half-orc is already serving someone, so the half-elf woman steps forward, sets her half-polished glass down, and says, evening, sir. What can I get you to drink?
Good evening. Me and my compadres are here on a evening of misadventures. I'd like 4 of your finest ales, please.
You see, whenever you say that out loud, the half-orc gives you a look which could be boiled down to, don't fucking wreck my tavern. And she nods and begins pouring you some drinks.
Sinclair will sort of wink at the half-orc and that kind of, I get what you're throwing out.
Once the woman has poured you the 4 ales, she sets them down in front of you and says, that'll be 1 silver piece and 2 copper, please.
Sinclair will put the money on the counter, and then he will carry them in that 4 glass style over towards the table.
I mean, I imagine for you, with the size of your hands,
easy.
It's like the equivalent of just holding 1 cup. You could probably fit 3 or 4 in there with these. But yeah, you take them back to the table, you sit down, and you begin to enjoy your drinks. So, just out of curiosity, what are you guys hoping to gain from being in the Scallywag? Are you genuinely just here to fuck around and have a fun time? Or are you planning on, doing something?
Bit of column A, bit of column B. I mean, in theory, Giliana's got a date. She did left off for a drink.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't do dates, so
Anymore.
Nope, yeah, exactly.
Casual meetups.
Backstory.
Backstory tease.
But she might have ulterior motives for finding this guy that are not what you think.
She's just looking for a good lay. But you got the look I got on camera.
Not in the scallywag.
Not in the scallywag.
She has some standards.
Some, but not many. So essentially what I'm just wanting to know is, what do I need to make you guys roll for? Like, are you trying to listen into conversations like you did in the Ember Hearth? Or is this genuine as you guys being like, this past week has been a shit show. We've got here, we know what our next steps need to be, but for tonight, we're not worried about that. We are taking a night for ourselves, other than Giliana, who plans on getting laid with Radforth. Do any of you guys have the look I got on camera? Are any of the three of you planning on doing something here?
I think you summed it up pretty aptly for Sinclair. You know, that the past week has just been such a drain that you know, even with the party at Knight's Valor, you know, you need to unwind. Everyone needs to get to know each other a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Need to bond. Need to have a bonding session.
Bonding sesh.
Perfect. I'll just check in with the other two of you as well then. Twilight, she have anything she wants to do, or again, is she just like, yeah, this has been a week. This is me unwinding. Like, it's not been all bad. You've done some pretty fucking interesting stuff. You know, you met with that unicorn, which was pretty fucking cool.
Oh my god, she's still reeling from that.
I imagine you're just like grabbing people walking past. Did you know I met a unicorn?
Yeah, 100%. She's just like soaking in the atmosphere and just like looking around. Like, even though it's an inn with people just getting drunk and stuff, it's like, oh my god, the wonder of the world. Like,
yeah. At this point, somebody throws up out the window.
She's like, nature, it's healing. Yeah, she's
circle of life.
Yeah, exactly. She's just loving that there's so much life in this place after so long feeling so stagnant, I think.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And Kazisel, I imagine at this point Kazisel's just like running through in his head those dance moves he was trying to learn. But other than that,
I feel like he'll be using this time to kind of let go of a past week. It's been an intense week for him, especially. You know, he almost died.
Several times. Yeah.
Yeah, got put back. And so, you know, he's got this group around him, and this is probably one of the few chances he'll get to actually bond with them and, you know, get to party a bit.
Cool.
I mean,
it's also outside of a monastery. This is the first time he's getting to experience life outside of, you know, that formality. And so he's
let his hair down. Let his scales down.
He's experiencing life outside of what he's grown up in.
Yeah. Cool. In that case, if you guys want to like just talk to each other in characters, I know two of you now have said about getting to know each other, then by all fucking means, I'll give you a bit of time before, like, you know, Radforth did tell you he'd be here. I'll give you a bit of time if you want to like talk in character, and I'll just go get a fucking drink or something. But by all means, if you genuinely want to have like a bit of like getting to know each other, then go for it.
Sure
like,
thing.
Why not? We haven't had some RP.
Yeah, no, to be fair, you guys have done some Oh, fuck, that reminds me. I realised after we finished recording the last session that I intended to do something and forgot, and nearly forgot again. All of you guys have inspiration for your roleplay in the last couple of sessions. Every single one of you did something that was sort of like, you know, like epitomise your character. You played into your character strengths and weaknesses. So all of you guys currently have inspiration. For any of our listeners who aren't as familiar with a lot of the like lesser D&D rules, inspiration is or can be awarded by a DM. Not every DM uses them. If a character role plays well or does something that is, you know, strongly influenced by their character's sort of flaws or personality traits, and they can use that at any time to give themselves advantage on any dice roll. I also use the caveat that you can impose disadvantage on anyone else's dice roll, but you only get to use it that once until you get inspiration again. It also does not stack, so if you do something really cool in character again, and you haven't used your inspiration, you don't get an extra one, you just have the one. So, yeah, like I said, you guys, I think you've actually done like a lot of really cool like in-character conversations, but yeah, this is just a chance for you guys to ask each other questions about your past. In fact, do we want to make it like a fucking drinking game or something out of it? I can make like a game out of it, unless you guys just want to like talk.
Oh my god.
A drinking game would be so
Drinking game,
sick.
Always good.
Okay, how about you guys in character play 2 truths, 1 lie?
Ooh.
Cool.
For our listeners, this was not planned. Just pulled this out of my ass. So let's fucking see how this goes. And what we'll say is, if you guys do a couple of rounds of this, we'll start making like constitution checks to see who gets fucking shit-faced drunk. But yeah, you guys start chatting, you get to know each other, and one of you comes up with the bright idea to maybe make a bit of a game out of this. And starting with, because again, unfortunately, you're top of my camera list, Giliana, why don't you come up with your first 2 truths and a lie?
2 truths.
Or tell a lie. That's very American. How about we play Never Have I Ever?
Yeah, never have I ever.
It's a bit simpler, because then you don't have to come up with a shitload of stuff. We'll just play Never Have I Ever.
Do you want me to introduce it? Like, oh my gosh, guys.
If you want to be the one who've come up with it, then absolutely you can introduce the
Cool.
concept of the game to everyone.
Okay, so guys, we've known each other for like 4 days now. Is it been 4 days? I
Like
can't
14.
remember.
14.
Okay,
We had some trouble.
14, same thing. Maths is not my strong point, but
Giliana's already swaying a little bit in her seat.
I think that we should play a game. And like back home, we have this game, and it's called Never Have I Ever. And it's
Hath I ever?
yeah. Thank you, guy that has really glowing eyes that just keeps walking past. Like this guy,
Wow.
he's hilarious.
Finger crossbows.
I love
People are
him.
really informed in this town.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, never have I ever. It's pretty self-explanatory, you know. Like, you just have to say like, never have I ever, and then I'll say something, and then if you have done it, then you take a drink. But if you haven't, then you don't drink. So, for example, never have I ever
Throw my friend against the wall.
thrown my friend against a wall. Thank you, man. How did he know that?
Finger crossbows. Oddly omniscient. And he leaves.
I have not done that, so I didn't take a drink. But obviously,
No.
Sinclair, unfortunately, I don't hold it
Big
against
old
you.
goal.
He did drink because that's what he did. But so we'll go around the circle. Who's next round the circle? Twilight.
Oh. Never have I ever ate so many snacks one night I threw up. And then she's gonna drink.
I was going to say, she definitely drank.
Giliana is like, look, she's trying to think really hard if she's done
Oh,
that.
I bet Giliana's done that. But even if it was just like one of those nights out in Theraseed.
She ate everyone's snacks. I was thinking more her brother.
What is so many snacks you threw
I
out?
would say I've definitely done that.
Oh, maybe. Should take a drink
Twilight
just
did
in
it
case.
last night, so
Good. I'm learning a lot about you guys from this. Cecil, your turn. Okay, no problem. Sinclair, your turn, and then we'll come back to Cecil.
Okay, yes, this will get the vibe going. Never have I ever robbed a man for the coin in his pocket.
Giliana's gonna
Looks at
take
everyone
a
very
drink.
closely.
She's gonna take a drink, but really slowly.
Sinclair will look towards Giliar.
Are you really shocked?
I mean, no.
Cecil, do you need more time, or should I go?
Maybe you should go.
Okay, no problem. Never have I ever got into a bar fight. And she's gonna take a drink.
I assume she'd finish her drink.
Yeah, she's gonna yeah.
Yeah, Sinclair will also neck, yeah.
Twilight's gonna sip, but not like proper drink, but sip.
Twilight.
No, here's the question. Is this going to be a sad one, where it's like, oh yeah, somebody attacked me once? Or is it going to be really funny where she accidentally like knocks somebody out? Let's take bets.
So, basically, I was in this bar, and this guy said that he didn't like rats. And I was like, bro, how can you not like rats? And then he was like, excuse me, little girl. So I punched him in the throat. And then I ran. And that was my bar fight.
That is pretty badass, to be honest.
How can you not like rats? Sorry, it's fine.
It's like there's a guy one table over just kind of looks at you and raises an eyebrow and then just goes back to his drink.
Interesting.
He's not going to risk getting punched in the throat.
Interesting. You know, animal rights. That's a good.
Literally, rat rights.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Rat rights. Okay, Cazisel, I think it must be your turn now.
Never have I ever not been one for the backside.
Come on, everybody drink.
Ileana's cup's empty, but she's taking a drink.
We need another round.
I would say that with this type of bar and this sort of establishment they have, the bar staff are going to come around and serve drinks. So like if you guys had like signaled to the bar, the half-elf who served you earlier would come out with 4 more tankards, take the other 4 away. So you guys won't have an empty cup for long if you keep signaling the bar staff.
So she does.
Just obviously make sure somebody is tracking the expenditure. We'll just keep it easy. Say a silver for every round of drinks.
I'll write down how many rounds we have, and then we can
split the bill. Okay. Oh, it's my turn again. Is it? No, it's Twilight's turn. Sorry, told you maths wasn't my best subject.
You really are the epitome of you chose books and I chose looks. Oh my god.
Dude!
Twilight's drunk, guys.
I was gonna say, when Twilight has a few drinks, the fucking library of shade is open.
Whoa.
100%.
Hey, Sinclair, I don't think you're going to be the only one throwing anyone against the wall.
God, has anybody got any ice for that burn?
Sinclair starts to cast lay on hands.
Oh, God, I need to heal my wounds.
Never have I ever accidentally roasted a friend whilst drunk. And then just
Oh, wow.
Giuliana, you're definitely drinking for that as well,
okay.
knowing your backstory. Knowing your backstory, there's no way you've not done that.
Yeah, she'll take a drink.
I guess Cazisel again, if he's got another one.
Cazisel... No, actually, we'll go in that order that we did. So Sinclair, it's your turn.
Never have I ever visited the local whorehouse. I'm a good boy.
For now.
Has anybody done that?
You take a quick second to think about your new abilities. Immune to diseases, hey?
Twilight's going to take a sip.
Oh my goodness.
Twilight.
I was asking for directions. The women look so pretty, though.
Yeah. Maybe you should ask them for some tips on how to improve.
What do you think she meant by... What do you think when she said directions, she didn't mean where to go? She came out with a whole booklet.
Yeah, I came out with the Kama Sutra. And I was like, this doesn't tell me how to get good Keyrn.
I think... Is it my turn?
I think it's Cazisel now.
Cazisel.
And you switched your order.
Oh. Okay.
Cazisel, no worries, I'll go.
Well, that's it. Just bear in mind, this is like you guys said, this is like meant to be for you guys to get to know something about yourself. So like, think about your backstories, and it doesn't have to be like something really fucking bad or really really funny, but like this was your guys' chance to get to know each other. So just think about stuff from your backstory, like Cazisel, for example. Never have I ever stolen from a market stall, because that was part of your backstory.
Never have I ever stolen from a market stall.
You've definitely done that.
Yeah, Twilight's going to take a sip.
Pretty much everyone bar Sinclair drinks to that one.
Sinclair, we're going to have to fix that. At least just one time. You don't know what it's like. Like, it frees you.
I'm just going to say this. I don't think Paylor's going to be too happy about that.
Yeah, fast forward to the next day, you guys are all like round the corner egging him on. He takes like something off a stall when no one's looking, and then lightning strikes him.
Immediately smited.
You know, the god of harvest doesn't like stealing fruit. You know, things like that. It's not a good image.
Okay, so my one is never have I ever read romance novels that aren't just romance novels.
Wink.
Wink.
Sinclair will take a horrible little sip.
Twilight's gonna chug.
Now that one we all knew. Let's face it.
Guys.
Caesar takes a sneaky sip as well.
Back to the cut back to the monastery where Cecil was reading smutty scrolls.
Hey, you're alone on that island.
Oh my god.
Guys, we have to start a book club.
Oh my gosh. I would love that.
Let's do it. Tomorrow, bookshop. We will all pick one book and we'll read it, and then we'll have a meeting and we'll talk through it.
Okay, everybody make me a perception check, please. Actually, first of all, everyone make me a constitution check. Twilight, since you've already said that you're drunk, you can make yours a disadvantage.
I mean, I didn't need that disadvantage, but cool. Do you say Constitution?
Constitution, please. Saving throw.
That would be a 4.
Nice.
That would be a 9.
Nice.
17.
Cool.
21.
Oh my god.
It's got a lot of body mass.
Not to fill up. Sinclair and Giliana, you notice the other two are getting a bit wobbly in their seats. Cecil and Twilight, you guys will be making any skill checks with disadvantage pretty much until you sober up. With that said, can everyone make me a perception check, please? Well, if you two would be at disadvantage. Sinclair and Giliana are rolling as normal.
Perception.
Perception, please.
That's a 10 for Sinclair.
16 for Anna.
6 for Twilight.
Hey,
6 for
twinsies!
The two drunk ones like, what?
So after the last revelation about the smutty books and you're setting up your book exchange, Giliana, you catch out of the corner of your eye, Radforth is here. He's walking up to the bar.
Radforth is here, guys. I've just seen him.
Twilight's in
No,
the middle of
excuse me
saying,
while I go get laid.
Twilight's in the middle of saying, and if I don't see the word heaving breasts in any of your books,
Okay, don't worry. I'll make sure it has a lot of heaving breasts in the book. Don't worry.
And great throbbing!
Don't worry, we will pick up the smuttiest of smut we can find.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and see Radforth.
Cool.
See how he is.
I just imagine that you get up to leave and the other three start wolf whistling.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Show me heaving breasts.
You said that and a lot of people look around.
She's gonna hold up her hands and be like, thumbs up,
Finger crossed both.
finger
Finger
crossbows.
crossbows.
Oh my god, it's that guy with the glowing eyes again. He should really work for like tourist information or something because
He gives you a little salute and just walks out of the bar for the third time tonight. So, Giliana, you leave the table. I imagine the three of you continue playing this game or talking about your smut, one of the two, and we're going to follow Giliana as she heads up to the bar. At this point, you guys have been here for just over an hour. It has filled up a little bit more at this point. There's actually, all the tables are full. There are a lot of people just sort of standing, milling around. The bar at this point is actually, stood a couple of people deep. And you get up just behind Radforth while he's waiting to get served.
Just behind Radforth. I'm gonna go and grab his shoulders and be like, boo!
He shits himself. He's whoa, Giliana from earlier, yes?
Yeah, Radforth.
It's a pleasant surprise to see you here. I know you said you were coming, but you can never be sure with travelers passing through. It's nice to see you. How are you finding Keyrn? So I know you've only been here. He starts rambling. You can tell he's blushing a little bit. How are you finding Keyrn so far?
Keyrn is the coolest place I've ever been to. I love it here. It's so fun. Yeah, I'm having the best time. My friends are sat over there. We have a table. Can you see them? I'm going to point over to everyone.
Sinclair's going to get the finger crossbows.
Oh, no, you guys are still in conversation. All you hear from Twilight is great throbbing.
Yeah, we're having a great time. Who are you here with? Are you here on your own? Or are you with anybody?
For a fucking split second there, I forgot I was voicing the other character. And I was genuinely thinking, oh, I wonder who you came with. I was like, no, that's my job, you dick. I mean, I've just got off. I've just finished my. I've just finished my shifts. A couple of the other guys from the shift should be coming in soon. You said you were going to come here, so I wanted to come see if you'd. Yeah, I wanted to get here in case you had already came. I mean, can I get you a drink?
Of course.
He nods and turns to the bar.
Oh.
He orders a couple of drinks. He then turns around with 2 ales and goes to I completely forgot to ask what you're drinking. Is the ale okay?
Ale is fine. Perfect, even, actually.
Great. Here you go. And he reaches you one of the ales. He sort of looks around and he's... do you want to join your friend? Should we try and find somewhere...
You want to meet my friends? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
Give me an insight check.
Oh, God.
And her breasts were absolutely massive on that page, I must say.
Ooh, nipples like...
Nipples like great swords, it must be said.
16.
They can pierce the hull of a ship. 16. You can see there's like especially with that going on in the background, you can see there's a split second where like you can you're used to flirting with men and winding them up. You can see there's like a split second where he's like, anything else. But what he says is, yeah, sure. Are these the guys you've been traveling with?
They are, and they are the coolest people ever. And she's gonna like put her arm through his arm.
You can feel him like tense for a second and then relax.
And she's gonna pat his shoulder and she'll be like, yeah, and they are the best people ever. Like, they're some of my best friends. We've not known each other that long, but I already feel like we're bonded, you know, when you feel that connection with someone.
I was about to say, I don't know if I was the only one who heard that, but I know what Radforth heard. You can feel like the heat coming off of him at the minute. He's like beat red with you like cozying up to him.
Yeah, oh God, is it hot in here? Kind of look.
Yeah, he's like, oh, there's literally like steam rising. Yeah, no, he follows you over to the table, and the three of, I'll probably say Sinclair, the one who isn't piss drunk. You can see he's like bright red, and he's walking just a little bit stiffly with Gilliana on his arm.
So as they come over, Twilight's going to be saying, and then he finds out the evil nun with the giant boobs is his sister.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were going to say the giant nun with the nun with the giant boobs had a cock.
That too, but that's later.
Oh my gosh. What book is that, Twilight?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's Lusty Confessions number 63.
Not 69?
I was going to say, you missed a trick there.
Oh, no, 69 is the one where the devil face fucks her. It's wild.
Wow!
I'm gonna have to put a fucking warning at the start of this episode of all the shit we've done.
We've done some wild shit.
I got to put a fucking warning at the start of this episode.
Well,
I've never had to do that before.
Listen, Penelope is on a wild journey from the nunnery.
Wow.
But yeah, Radford, you start joining into this conversation about what book is this, and Radford is just like sweating.
Wow. Okay.
He's just like, fuck.
She's going to turn to Radforth and go, oh my gosh, Radforth, what is your favourite? Do you like 69 or is 63 your favourite?
Holy shit.
Text knows.
No, worse. I rolled him a constitution check to see if he could, like, take this.
His nose
He rolled a
bleeds.
natural 1.
Oh my god, he just died.
He genuinely has a nosebleed and then faints.
Wow, just like
Wow.
issue 43.
As someone who can't hold their liquor, I tell you that.
Hey guys, never have I ever made a guy faint from, I don't know why he fainted actually.
Oh, you really that bad?
Nah, this is really tame, TBH.
To be honest, maybe you were, wait, okay, no, I don't remember what I was going to say.
Back to the important topic. That book sounds like the perfect candidate for book club.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to point out, he's passed out on the ground currently. Is anyone planning to help him? He's going to leave him there.
Wait, Gilliana.
Sinclair will sort of reach one hand down, do lay on hands, heal him up if he's dropped any.
Do you just give him like a single hit point or whatever? Yeah. His eyes like flutter open and he's like, and he looks up and Gilliana, he sees you looking over him. He sees Sinclair leaning over, like patting him on the arm. He's like, sorry, I really don't know what came over me. I mean, I don't know what happened there.
You know, don't worry about it. It happens to everyone. It's normal.
Roll an insight check.
1 in 4 men.
8.
There's a flash of something in his face. You don't know what it was. He pulls himself back up to his feet and he stands at the table and he says, yes, it was a pleasure, all of you. Yes.
Oh, really?
Do you... He looks to you, Gilliana. Do you want me to join you? Do you want me to leave you to your friends? We can catch up later.
You can join us. Where are your friends? Why don't all of your friends join us and we all become friends?
He looks over and you can see like a group who came in like a minute or so ago who had been watching you, and he looks to them with like pleading eyes, and all of them immediately look away. He's like, I guess they haven't made it here yet. Okay. And you see him panic inside. He looks around, sees an empty chair, steals himself, pulls it over and sits down. Okay, I believe we all met earlier. I am Radforth. It's a pleasure, I think.
Well, yeah, sorry. I probably should have introduced everyone. Yeah, so let me go around the circle. Okay, so this is Twilight. Twilight, this is Radforth.
Twilight's like furiously scribbling notes and then be like, hi.
If you look over her shoulder, you see most of them are just drawings of dicks and boobs.
Mm-hmm.
This is Kazisel.
Nice to see I'm not the only one on the floor this time.
You say that swaying slightly because you're still very drunk.
See, I told you it was common. And this is Sinclair.
Good evening, my good man. Do you have any interest in smut?
Yes.
He places his hands flat on the table, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and says, I suppose as much as the next man does. You can see him like looking at you, because I'm assuming you're not in your armor.
Oh, no.
Do you, when you're out and about without your armor, do you still wear like a symbol of Paylor or something like on a chain or whatever?
Yeah, he's got. I'd say he's got a chain.
Yeah, he looks at that the whole time he's speaking. I suppose as much as the next man would.
That's good, and then he'll give him a really hard pat on the shoulder, a lot harder than he should be, really, in that kind of friendly way.
He like hits the edge.
Yeah.
The table like bounces because you knock him forward into the table. Like,
careful there! Don't spill the drinks.
Are you in strength, Ed?
Yes. Thanks. He just looks at you pleadingly, Gilliana, like he doesn't know what he's doing here.
Well, it's a shame that your friends didn't want to. They're not here yet, because it doesn't matter that we don't have enough chairs, because I was thinking that me and you could share. But if your friends aren't around, then I guess that we have enough chairs.
You see his head whip round. I believe they've just arrived.
Oh!
And he's like waving frantically at some of the other guards, and you can see like one or two like look over, look away, look over, look away, and they like share a couple words, and then they sigh, and then they head over, and he stands. I was like, yes, and he starts introducing everyone. Pull up my random name sheet.
Nice to meet such strong guards.
Oh, the ass man's on the prowl.
Okay. There's 3 more guards who come over. One is a gnome who he introduces as Mergrim, Mergrim, Mergrim. One is an elven woman he introduces as Erbelar, and one is a dwarf that he introduces as Thomond, Thomond. So yeah, he pulls all them over and he begins introducing to everyone. He has remembered all of your names. He introduces it Mergrim, Sinclair, Mergrim, but he just goes around the table like that, and then he starts signaling one of them to take his seat, and he's like, "Get in the fucking chair," and then he just sort of claps his hand and looks around.
Well, it's so nice to meet some of Redforth's friends, because we've heard so much about you.
Do you get up, or you just stay sitting after he gives up his chair?
Oh yeah. I'll get up and... Yeah, I'll get up.
He sits down in your chair, and again, he's very awkward about all of this. Again, I imagine all of this all too well. Not that I've experienced anything, I guess. He just very awkward. He sits down, and he doesn't pull the chair in. He doesn't he doesn't signal for you to sit down, but he sat, doesn't move, and he's like, I don't know what to do now, because you said about sharing a seat, and he's just like, what do I do now? Did I mention he's quite young? I should have mentioned that as well. He's 12. No, no. I'm just as a reasoning for why he's so awkward. He's in his early 20s.
Okay. Maybe he should be sat on my lap.
Bouncing him like a baby.
Okay, she'll sit on his lap, but she won't be careful about it. She'll just sit
slouch on him.
Yeah.
I'm considering making him make another Constitution saving throw to see if anything happens.
Do it. Don't be a coward.
Do it.
Fuck, this guy has no control. You feel something. Could be a dagger. Might not be.
How visible is it from across the table? Because Sinclair's pretty tall. I want to put that out there.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Giuliana is sitting in his lap, so unless you can see her rising a half an inch, you're not going to notice.
No, it might fucking, mighty girth. Jesus.
Yeah, how much of a style is she getting?
I mean, you call him the Girthquake.
I mean, it's literally your thigh. It's pressed against your thigh. So if you want to make some sort of check to figure it out from that,
all right.
Christ on a bike. All right. What fucking check would this be?
I don't know. You suggested it.
I thought
insight.
As a way of saying that. Oh Christ, why not? Yeah, go for it.
I don't know why I said insight. I should have said something like deception. Or investigation.
Yeah, do investigation then. At disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
For obvious reasons.
13? 13 inches.
No. See, no, this is the thing. 13, you're going to work something, 13 is above average. You're going to work something out. Now I have to work out, how the fuck do I roll for this? Do I just, for example, roll a d10 and that's just the number? Do I roll a d20 and it's up to a sliding
20?
scale? But this thing, if I roll a d20 and he rolls a natural 20, what the fuck does that mean? Is it the size of his forearm?
That means he might be getting lucky.
I told you, he's the Girthquake.
Tell you what, Danny, I'll let you, fuck it, you can decide. Do I roll the d12 and that number is the number, or do I roll the d20 and that's just a sliding scale representation?
Go big or go home. Let's do the d20.
Oh, yeah.
Was a natural one.
Good or bad? Good or bad?
You feel something like a baby's arm holding an apple. Sinclair, you genuinely see Gilliana raise half an inch off the chair, off of his lap.
No.
Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted?
Sinclair is going to look Gilliana straight in the eye and just raise his eyebrows a couple of times.
She's going to do it back like, oh my god.
Oh, what have we become?
This is hilarious.
I did say before this session, like, I didn't know where you were going to go with this tonight. Didn't in a fucking million years think it would be here.
Listen, always expect this.
Going for that 18 plus rating here.
We really are.
Rated R.
I mean, I think we technically are 18 plus because of the swearing and stuff, but this is going into fucking
Yeah.
triple X now at this point.
NSFW.
Yeah.
Well,
This is a Patreon only episode.
So yeah, that happens.
Okay.
There's a conversation. I guess there's some sort of conversation going on. You did tell me there was a reason you wanted to meet up with Radforth. I took the piss saying it was getting laid, but did you have like a genuine thing that you wanted to learn from him?
It wasn't this, but
No, obviously not.
I was going to try and. I don't know how to come back from this now, though. So it may just have to be. Actually, it may. I may have to take a different approach. I was going to try and get some info, but I feel like I can't really do that now.
At this point, I think he'd fucking tell you anything.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Well, I'll turn to everyone and be like, so now that we're like a huge group, like I thought, like, why don't we?
Go on.
Why don't we all play Never Have I Ever?
Fuck's sake.
Perfect.
You're gonna make me come up with these for 4 other fucking people.
Why don't you start? Because I would love to know. I'd love to get to know you some more. And she's gonna just flick her hair, and she's gonna flutter her eyelashes.
I don't think his brain has dibs on the blood
No,
supply.
you look around and there's you could almost hear a grinding noise in his brain as it tries to function.
Yeah, there's too much blood going somewhere else.
Yeah.
He also doesn't know where to put his hands. Like, you guys have been watching this, and he tries to put one arm over the back of the chair. That's so he moves. He's just doing anything but putting his hands on you. So there's one awkward point when he's got his hands around you, but they're resting on the table, and they're just going around your waist but not touching you.
So he's
he's very awkward. I cannot stress this enough.
okay. So she'll just obviously just start stroking his face and his hair.
He is he's melting at this point, just under the fucking stress of this. Never have I ever, and he's looking to his 3 companions who are just so hard trying to avoid eye contact. And he just says, you can see him tighten his lip up a little bit. He says, and he stares at one in particular. Never have I ever been caught drinking on the job. And one of them turns around and is and he takes a drink.
Which one?
Fuck it, I'll roll for it and find out. That would be the gnome. The gnome takes a drink.
Elvin?
Mergrim. Mergrim. Mergrim.
MERG. Okay. Drinks
and before anyone else can go, Mergrim finishes his drink, sets his tankard down, and you can see him thinking for a second, and then he grins and he leans forward. Never have I ever lain with a woman. And he takes a drink, and his 2 companions take a drink. Which of you guys take a drink?
I'll take a drink.
I'll take a drink.
Ooh. Interesting question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if Twilight would have. I don't think so.
I don't think you've been in the wilds long enough to have.
I haven't got enough experience.
I think given half a chance you would.
Yeah, 100%. She's ready.
Claire's been out.
She's ready.
She wants Lusty now.
I would probably say he has. Just
Really?
as he said, not with salty wenches of the night.
Ooh.
So literally everyone at this table, including the female elf, drinks, and then
Yes.
everyone looks at Radforth. He was red before. He is crimson now,
Oh no.
and he is like staring daggers at this gnome.
So Anna's going to turn around and she's going to go grab his face and she's going to be like, oh no, are you not feeling well?
He's like, you've like pulled his face towards you, but his eyes are still no, and then he eventually looks to you, and when he does, he goes from like crimson red to like white as a sheet. He's like, no, I'm just a bit flustered, a bit flushed.
Do you need some fresh air?
I think so, yes.
Well, why don't you go and get some fresh air then?
I knew you were gonna fucking say that, and he was thinking like, oh, we're gonna go outside, and then you say that, and he's like, okay. And you can hear the other three like snickering, and he like shoots them a look. He's like, yeah, I'll go and get some fresh air. And you can see as he stands, like, you know, you get up to let him get up, and he has to like take a second before he stands up. And you see him like look around the table, and like he does that thing where he like moves one of his legs a little bit weird, like he's trying to like move something. And then he like awkwardly stands up in a half crouch and like pulls his trousers around. He's like, like they've been, you know, trying to make it look like he's just like fixing the waistband, but we all know what he's doing. It doesn't hide it.
Okay.
It's quite obvious.
Wow. I think we all knew.
Yeah. For the pair of you who didn't notice it before, you fucking notice now.
Twilight is drawing.
And he heads outside.
And then Anna's going to sit on the chair.
Obviously,
chair,
yes.
And then she's going to throw a wink at that like elf girl.
The
No.
girl, yeah. Oh. Oh, the elf. She winks back.
Twilight, I think that like if you're interested in him, that he might.
Oh, please.
Is everyone getting fucking laid tonight?
Actually, that's a really good point. Like, you might need some medical attention. So if you wanted to go and like check, I think he'd be very grateful.
Okay, good to know. I am going to go heal him, but just so you all know, I do not swing that way.
Good to know.
And then she's going to go and heal him.
There's nothing to do. Twilight, you go outside, and he's like,
oh my god.
He's like slumped against, like, you know, he's like obviously leaned himself up against the wall and like slumped down, so he's sitting with his back against the wall, with his knees up, his arms around the knees, and he's just like staring directly ahead in front of him.
I'm gonna like go and like creep up as much as Twilight can fucking creep, covered in bells and whistles and whatever.
I mean, whenever you come within, like, as soon as you start to move towards him, like, he didn't look at you coming out, but whenever you start moving towards him, he like looks over at you just with like big puppy dog eyes.
Oh no! I'm gonna be like, hey, are you okay? I feel like you still might be a little bit under the weather from falling on the floor and the nosebleed and the whole thing that just happened, and like, really embarrassing.
He like takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, and when he opens them again, he's just staring straight forward, and he's like, I think it's just the heat in there, got a little bit flushed.
Yeah, it could be the heat, or it could be that your friend's a little bit of a dick.
Fucking massive. I mean, I think it's just the,
I mean, you wouldn't know. I'm gonna...
He goes bright red. It's like from his neck, just, you see there's like the fucking blush just whoom, straight up his face again.
I'm gonna finger crossbows at him and cast Cure Wounds and tap him on the forehead.
It's not hurt.
I know.
I thought he had one hit point.
It's gonna give him a boost.
I mean, he feels like Salune's like healing magic wash over him. Doesn't get rid of his fucking erection. Like,
I definitely
makes
wouldn't.
it bigger.
It makes it worse. I just gave him magical Viagra.
If your erection lasts longer than 4 hours, consult your local temple.
It's just Twilight in the little infomercial. Saying,
Has anyone laid hands on you?
Use the little blue spell book.
Are you struggling to have command? And she's gonna just skip back in and go back to the table.
Is Redforth coming back?
He's gonna sit out there for a minute. I can't stop thinking of stupid fucking puns now for that. We'll help you put the magic back in your shillelagh.
We'll guide your bolt.
Oh. That's enough of that. You come back in. Radford is going to stay outside for a minute and try and
calm down.
That's the word I was looking for. Trying to calm down. Do you guys have any discuss any? Is this episode literally just going to be you going to a bar and then embarrassing a man, or are you guys planning on having any sort of conversation?
We're playing the long game here.
Great. In the meantime,
Sinclair has absolutely challenged the dwarf to an arm wrestle.
Oh, yes.
Right across the table.
I mean, fuck it, he's a couple of drinks in, he's having a great time. Obviously, they've been wine. I would say, obviously, the dwarf, quite old, elf, quite old, gnome, all fairly long-lived races. They probably thought it was hilarious winding up the youngsters, so they're all in pretty good spirits. I would say, at this point, probably the elf has moved round, and it's like, with Twilight and Anna probably like heads together having a conversation about something. Casiso, you've probably got the gnome next to you. You used to, whether you're having a conversation with a gnome or not, up to you, but you're probably watching the arm wrestle. And yeah, Sinclair and the dwarf, they have an arm wrestle, and we're just going to roll a straight up athletics check. Well, not great.
23.
14. So you do you do that thing where you let him sit in the middle for a little bit, or do you just straight
he's
up?
Absolutely tease. In fact, he's gonna let it go over a bit. Tease him, make him think he's winning, and then bring it straight over for the victory.
And then bam, hits the table. All the tankards jump into the air an inch, and he laughs like he lost, but he's having fun. He laughs, and
Sinclair will signal the bar staff to bring a round of drinks for this man.
Yeah, they come clear the tankards, bring another round of drinks, and yeah, what are the rest of you doing?
I want to have a go at an arm wrestle.
Who are you? Sinclair, the dwarf,
with
the
Sinclair.
Oh.
Finger crossbows.
Well, that's it for another episode. Thanks for sticking with us. As usual, I'd like to thank Lixie B and Jeff for the wonderful logo and character art they created for us, the Stormweather Shanty Choir for letting us use their song Drunken Sailor as our theme tune, DN Dice for sponsoring us, and all of our wonderful Patreon supporters who have been helping us out. Before our recommended podcast this week, I just wanted to let you know we'll have 2 pieces of content going up on the Patreon, and surprise, both of them are actually free this time. The characters leveled up before we began recording this session, so if you head over to the Patreon, you can listen to the Glow Up episode, where each of the guys will go through the details of their technical level up, as well as discussing in character their sort of reasoning behind what they have taken for their level up, and where they're hoping to develop as characters. And as usual, I had to throw a few curveball questions at them, asking them about how their opinions of each other have developed as well. On top of that, after seeing that we'd had a fair few listens to some of our Explore the Guest Lore episodes, I have decided to make this into a running theme, and I have invited a bunch of UK-based TTRPG podcasters together to do a few more of these interviews. And the next one will be up this weekend, where I speak to Josh from Dice in a Slice. So that, again, being a guest episode, will be up for free on our Patreon. But with that out of the way, let's get on to the recommended podcast. This episode's recommended podcast is the Out of Initiative podcast, brought to you by the Merely NPCs. This is an interesting little podcast, relatively short episodes, definitely not an actual play, but a pair of sisters by marriage, sit down and talk about things to improve your D&D games through the lens of both the DM and as writers, because both of the hosts are writers who have written numerous novels of their own, and they bring some of the skills they've learned from writing these novels to explain how they apply them to running their D&D games. It's a very interesting listen, and it's one that I've very much enjoyed listening to, and I've taken away a few of their points, and I'm hoping to implement them in the podcast game and the other games that I run. So I definitely recommend them. They are the Out of Initiative podcast. Definitely go and check them out. That's it for this episode. Keep an eye peeled on some of our socials, as we are getting a few more little pieces of art done by Jeff, little chibi caricatures of us that are going to put up on the website as part of our personal profiles. So keep an eye out for them. We've seen some of the in-progress work, and they're looking very cute and just awesome. So finally, just want to say thank you to Josh for doing the interview with me. Go and check that out. But that's it for this week. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll see you soon.